Bob Frankham joins us on Air Sports News. I was with you in Qatar a few weeks ago. How are you, pal?
I'm good, thank you, Regan. How are you?
I'm great. I'm very excited about this airship. It was all over Facebook yesterday, videos and photos. We were talking about it a little bit in Qatar. It looks amazing, Bob.
No, thank you. No, we've been lucky.
Was that your first flight?
No, I've been training since September. The permit was the permit application completed in August, so it's legal to fly. But although I have a balloon license with 20 hours, you still have to then it's a type add into a balloon license. So rather than the Hindenburg or any of the Zeppelins, this is a pressurized hot air balloon. So the burners are internal. There's an apron that seals it, and I have an electric fan that pressurizes it so I can push it into wind.
Incredible. The only one I've seen was at the World Air Games in 2015. It was a blue one. That's all I can tell you.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I think, and where was that? In Dubai?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it was a Brit. I think it was a British one.
Oh, it could do. Yeah, my instructor, he actually built, his name's Chris Davis. He actually built and flew the Top Gear caravan airship. I think that was the most famous caravan, the moment's most famous airship that's been on television, really, what people can relate to, a bit of Top Gear.
So how did you come to airships then? How did that get into your portfolio?
Well, I don't know. I went to Longleat 3 years ago. And there was 100 balloons there. I was flying a balloon.
Yeah.
Excuse me. There was 100 balloons there. There was one airship, and we all just made a beeline for that airship. We ended up helping them get it out and everything. And I think all my life, I've just gone to work, earned money. Hang on, Regan.
Yeah.
Sorry. And I think all my life, looking back, all I've done is gone to work, earned money. To buy petrol, to turn petrol into noise. Yeah. And I think the balloon is a bit quiet. It gets you different places around the world. But when I could see I could put an engine on the back of it, start going places, that's what appealed to me with an airship.
Brilliant. And how do you get your license, your rating? What's the procedure from your balloon license?
It's not too bad. So it's a balloon rating plus 20 hours. And then you get checked out. So lucky mine's a tandem. It's very expensive. There's a guy, Giovanni, in the top of Italy that will train you in his own airship. So you can go out there to have lessons. I did inquire about this because it's a top part of Italy where there's very little wind in a place called Mondovi. So I was going to go there because I was so frustrated once I got it and got it legal that the weather was wet, the fields were wet, or it was windy here on this island. But no, it's worked out quite well. Me and Chris Davis, he was very good and flexible, and we sorted out a couple of dates when we were both in the country at the same time. I think it was 7.2 hours, so 6 flights for him to check me out. And then I got my license, and it came in the post last week.
Fantastic. How many in the UK have got a license? I mean, any idea, Bob?
There's 3 other people I know of with licenses. 2 of them have airships, but they all run out of a crew, and that's what a lot of people say to me. Well, I've still got a willing crew. Fly the airship as much as possible, because soon your friends will all block you. Because it's good that I'm at a stage now that I've finished my lesson, so I can give my crew a passenger ride in the back, and there's a lot more smiley faces once you've had a go in it and they're packing it away than you're just trying to get people to come and help you.
What about the conditions and the wind limits? Is it the same as a hot air balloon, or a bit different?
It's less, really. It's less. It's hard to get it inflated and get the envelope above you to get a clear shot for the burner. Unlike a balloon where you're facing the balloon downwind, so the wind's helping you get a clear shot, and the fan. With this, I'm having to lift it up and try and get, so sometimes I get like a bow wave, or the top of the balloon keeps coming down, so I don't want to burn it.
So is it like a special shape, or is it different than a special shape? Or
when I was having my lessons, because I've got a gyrocopter pilot's license, and I was treating it more like an aircraft. So what we used to do in my gyrocopter is 9 seconds out the window, 1 second at the gauges. Looking at your temps and pressures, everything's okay. Doing a scan of the gauges. With Chris Davis, he taught me with the Airship, it's more important whenever you do something different to look at the gauges. So I've got a temperature sensor in the top of the envelope, which works electrically, and also got a pressure sensor, which is so I don't over pressurize, because that wears the interior out, because it's superheated and pressurized, and that's not good for the fabric at the top. So every year it has a rip test done on it of 30 kilograms to see if the material's been affected by sunlight, damp, or pressure.
Fantastic. So, are you going to compete? Is that your plan? Are you going to enter?
Yeah. Well, it's funny. When I was with you in Qatar, Lee Hooper was there, who was the organizer. He's got an airship and an airship license. He goes around the world planning cool stuff. So Herv Moe was there, who's an airship pilot. And so, yeah, really, I've put it on Lee's plate now to see if we can get somewhere. He's actually looked at some of my videos today and said he's going to defriend me because he stops wanting to see the videos. So I've sent him 2 more.
Right, then, we need to get together on this. I want to be the world's #1 airship commentator.
That's fantastic. We need a nice, accommodating country like maybe Qatar.
Yes.
With someone like Lee Hooper. There's a few French guys. Yeah. There was enough. There's a couple of big ones flying commercially in Mexico. There's a 6-seater, the same as mine, made by the German company Gefferflug. And there's a couple in Brazil and in France.
That's incredible.
So yeah, Lee knows all the people now.
It's incredible. Well, you are on Air Sports News, and you do cover quite a few air sports, Bob. I mean, you just talked about, you got your hot air license, airship, gyrocopter, and you started as a skydiver. Yeah,
skydiver, and then I went to paramotoring and paragliding. So,
all right,
anything without
skydiving, paramotor, paragliding.
Yeah,
this is like that the conveyor belt thing, isn't it? Well, so we got those 3, and then gyrocopter, hot air balloon, and airship. 6, right?
Yeah. But yeah, no, that's interesting. Yeah, no, I've never really counted them, but I do say I'm not going to do any more. But I'm having helicopter lessons now. I've got a little helicopter. It's quite a funny story, Regan. I'd looked at a helicopter and then wasn't going to buy it. And I was in the pub. My wife never comes to the pub with me in the evenings. And she came to the pub. My phone binged. I told my friends I'd bought this helicopter that day, only a small one. And my phone binged with some bank details. My wife scrolled back through WhatsApp and saw the pictures of the helicopter. Everyone in the pub laughed. My missus left the pub and had the hump. So I came home. She made me do a video that I said, all right, I've bought a helicopter. It's only a little one. It's only a 1-seater.
Yeah.
But I said, I promise I won't buy anything else that flies. She videoed me filming and filmed it. So everyone in the pub laughed because they knew I was going to look at this airship on the Wednesday. I thought, I didn't have any idea about it. It had an ownership problem for the last 20 years. It was in a storage facility. And although the rightful owner was given it in a court battle, there was a £20,000 storage facility bill outstanding. So the rightful owner couldn't afford the money, and he kept the paperwork and the gas tanks in where he lived in Portugal as as compensation for this. He didn't think he was going to. He had them as a blackmail.
Yeah. So
it was a bit messy. The storage ship owner wouldn't let anyone look at it or inflate it, which was the test for this, which needed this test. So I didn't know I was going to buy it. I thought, I'm not going to be an airship owner, really. And then I went to look at it and fell in love with it. The controls, all the gauges and the switches are up above your head. Yeah. So I feel like I'm flying a jumbo jet. Yeah. But when I said that to my friend Mark, who does fly a jumbo jet, he said it's a bit different to mine because you pull strings every time you want to go right or left. But the missus still isn't really that happy, Regan. She pulls the airship, should have been my extension.
Yes. Well, you did videos saying you're not going to buy anything else that flies. I mean,
but
don't get a budgie. Don't get a budgie, Bob.
What?
Don't get a budgie.
No.
Yeah. So tell me about this weekend flight then. Tell me, how was it?
So I'd only got my license Thursday last week. So that turned up. I'd done a test on the Monday at a little airfield and done a lot of circuits and flew on my crew. A couple of my friends work in Bedford Council. There's a massive heritage in Bedford because the R101 was made there. And I knew this museum this exhibition was happening regarding the R101 and the 90th anniversary of its accident. So I had promised I'd fly it there. The field what I was going to use, which was upwind, was too waterlogged. The exhibition finishes in March. I'm actually going away to Saudi Arabia and the Arctic Circle ballooning most of February. So I had to get this over and done with. And the only tarmac dry takeoff area was at Santa Pod. Andy there said, and Neil said I could use that area. But it was a crosswind for me to fly over Bedford. So it was a real sketchy idea. And I had to then tell the media or tell Bedford Council that I was going to do it before I knew what the upper wind levels were. Plus I had to fly at 1,200 feet over Bedford town centre. So I made the call and said I'll go for it, but tried to imply that I might not be flying over Bedford. I might be flying around it. But of course, once they'd done a press release and everyone got hold of it, it was, airship flying over Bedford. And I was really worried I wasn't going to be able to do this because of the crosswind and not having enough rudder authority. Yeah. So even my instructors rang me up and said, what are you doing? You should be managing people's expectations. You've told them you're going to be here at this time. You've going to told them you're going to do this. He said, yeah, I can't believe it. But on the day, and since when I called it, the weather improved slightly. It was actually less upper winds than there was on the floor.
Right.
And there was a 1,300-foot cloud base level. So I had 100-foot spare to keep out of that and got across Bedford. Everyone was waving. It was really good. I think, yeah, for a damp January day, for a freebie, I think it was good for people to see something to make them smile.
Fantastic. What a great story. I'm really happy we got to talk about it and get some news about the airship, and it's good that it's flying. And so February, you're off to Saudi. What are you doing in Saudi?
Ballooning on the 24th of February. We're going out. We're taking 150 balloons to Saudi Arabia for 15 days.
Wow, that's amazing. Is it a fiesta? Is it a festival? Or?
Yeah, big fiesta, yeah.
Fantastic. Well, we'll keep in touch with that. We'll get you back on in a few weeks and find out how that went. But hey, Bob, thanks for joining us. I do appreciate it.
All right, then. Thank you very much. Cheers, Regan.
You take care, buddy. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.